everyone. I'm Lisa Chamberlain with Tampa Bay & Company, the Convention and Visitors Bureau for Hillsborough County. I've been with Tampa Bay & Company for about 7 years, and I may be partial, but it's an amazing place. We have lots of new and exciting changes going on, and we recently had a nice compliment from one of my clients that said Tampa is a corporate destination with a resort feel. A great place to have a meeting, and I couldn't agree more. We are centrally located in Florida on the West Coast. We are easily accessible from all the major thoroughfares, and we're home to the Tampa International Airport, one of the top-ranked airports in the nation. They have all the major discount airlines, which results in discount airfare and a great lift for all of your attendees. The Tampa International Airport is located in the West Shore area, just 7 miles from downtown, so it's easily accessible to all of our hotels and resorts. Speaking of hotels and resorts, we've got a great array, all levels and sizes, to host all your meetings. We also have the Tampa Convention Center located right on the water in downtown Tampa. It has 200,000 square feet of meeting space, a 30,000 square foot ballroom, and 36 meeting rooms. DMAI recently said that a lot of meeting planners find it a challenge to find just the right fit for their meetings, both large and small. So we urge you to take advantage of working with your convention and visitors bureaus. After all, we're the experts in our own backyard, and we can work with you every step of the way. We're here to make you look good, and the majority of our services are complimentary. We like to think of all the things of Florida put together in one place is Tampa Bay. We'd love to welcome you and your attendees to Tampa Bay soon. Visit our website at www.visittampabay.com.
What's your experience with Second Life? How many of you have used it? Anybody use Second Life? There is a great island in Second Life called Virtualis. Dan Parks created it. It has absolutely blossomed in the possibilities. If you're interested in the tour, email me and I'll put you in touch with Dan. You can do meetings virtually that also are with avatars that look like you, as opposed to I always call the old ones, all the women looked like hookers, you should pardon the expression, and the men were all strong and handsome and fabulous. And now you can actually have avatars built that look exactly like you, which makes it much more fun. These are common meeting practices. What do you think of these room sets? Boring? I heard boring. Say it again. Stuffy? Sterile? And how about typical? They're typical. This is what we see all the time. This is why being in this room makes me extremely happy. For a lot of reasons. There's space, and there's light, and there's a beautiful ceiling, there's all this stuff. And this, however, is what we do. This is common meeting practice. This is how we set rooms. And in my opinion, common meeting practice is not a good idea. It doesn't allow people to really have a good learning experience. A couple others. I took this picture at a program I did. And I want you to envision that if you can sort of look on the lower right side, you'll see a table. There were no matching tables on the other side. And then if you went about, probably 20 feet in front of that, what you saw was a stage with a head table and a lectern. It was probably a 36-inch riser. And so what we have is, again, common meeting practice. You're taking the facilitator, speaker, panel, whatever you're doing, far away from the audience. The audience cannot have any interaction because not only is the room big, what they're doing makes it much more difficult. So that's another one. This is a common meeting practice. We call that the sage on the stage. The sage on the stage lecturing to an audience, and that may or may not be interesting, and yet it's what we do. And somebody made the observation recently about the teeny tiny plant in front of the lectern, which doesn't really add to the stage, right? There's nothing there to draw our interest. So we have these common meeting practices. What we want to do, hopefully, is not have a common meeting outcome, right? Common meeting outcome is that people are falling asleep, they're bored, there's nothing stimulating for their brains. There's nothing on the tables to make them interested. So what we're doing is trying to make sure that all of this fits together, and this is where we want to go. We want to get from that to people engaged. There's smiles on their faces, applauding, really looking into this. So we have to look at how we're going to get there. And so this is how we're going to get there. We're going to reframe the space. If you walked into a meeting room, what would make you happiest? What would be the things in that meeting room, and this is for everybody to answer, what would be the things that would make you feel this were going to be something I would enjoy? Who wants to say from here? What would they be? Color. Let's talk about color a little bit. Oh, actually, where's there's another mic. Would you come over here because I want to capture what she says about color, please? Thank you. Yeah, actually she does, because we've also got the virtual audience, and I want them to be able to hear.
Hi, my name is Kimball Matthews. I'm with the Beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel, the Visitor and Convention
So
Bureau.
you work with Liz Dane, right?
Yes.
Yes. I don't think she's on this, but we could do a shout out. Hi, Liz
Hey,
Dane.
Liz.
Right.
It's Kimball.
Thank you. So color, talk about it.
Color's just very important to me. I'm wearing a painted shirt by one of our artists in our destination, and I think it speaks volumes about different people and different. I mean, when I looked in here, when I was going to set up, I said, "Oh my gosh, this is just so beautiful and so." I mean, you're surrounded by water.
It's so beaches-like.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. The presentation, the luncheon, everything is a lot of color, and I just really like it. And the centerpiece and everything. So.
Yeah, and John, I don't know that you can get the centerpiece necessarily for the virtual audience. I'd love if you can for them to see it. It would be terrific. Are there colors that you prefer over other colors?
Yes, garnet and gold over orange and blue.
Okay.
Go Knowles.
If you remember, those of you who have been around the industry a while, we did have color before. We had red and black and orange. And we've moved to softer colors. Certainly being in the aquarium, we have lovely soft colors. Thank you for that.
Correct.
So colors, what else is going to tell you? And if we get some virtually, if you will tell us.
Sure.
What else? There was one back here, yes? Or I thought there was.
In an interactive environment.
So describe that.
Well, just growing up, being in a group study versus the everybody face forward watching one person talk has always been more engaging.
Okay, so making sure there's interaction, that's going to tell you something different. What else? We've got a couple over here.
Comfort would be another one, making sure the room's not too cold, not too hot, but not too comfy so they don't fall asleep.
So, you know, that one is interesting. If we talk about the comfort level in terms of the temperature, that's one of the toughest, I think, for everybody to make sure of. What about the space? More on the space. What about reframing the space?
I have some feedback from the virtual audience. Love D says that a comfortable space, temperature, color, etc., with inclusive seating arrangements, and she wanted to thank you for thinking of her.
She's welcome. You're welcome.
Carla says the right temperature is always an issue. Elizabeth recommends having a comfortable setting where you can interact with one another and stay engaged. And Shalette Kimball would like to say a big boo to the colors that you propose. I guess we have a rival football thing going on virtually.
Sorry. I wasn't proposing colors. I was really just talking about what colors we have, and it was somebody else who did the color thing. Just saying. Okay.
And Lynn said color equals energy. Comfortable seating equals more relaxed and willingness to participate. It feels like the facilitator or speakers wants to include the audience versus just talk to them.
Great comments. Thank you for all of those. And I will tell you that on the screen what I've got are a couple things. The lower left is from a conference center, a real conference center. And you're very fortunate in this area to have what I call real conference centers, those that are certified by the International Association of Conference Centers. So they have to have certain things. Who are you with? Thank you very much. Thanks for, let her say it again. Sorry. Say it into the microphone.
Oh. La Torretta Lake Resort.
La Torretta Lake Resort. Thank you. And I firmly believe in conference centers because they have to have certain furniture, hard surface writing tables, comfortable chairs. Often, and more often than not, they have windows in the meeting room. So we reframe it. The other picture is of a small open space group, and we'll talk more about open space. It's people sitting just in chairs around each other. And we don't do that often enough. We do it with a crescent round, but we don't take away the barrier of the table. So that's another way of looking at this.